back once again for our NFL Stone Cold Lead Pipe Locks. It is week 9, and I didn't pull up the overall standings here. Should we do that real quick? Are you guys proud enough to talk? Because I'm not. I'm so bad. But I do believe Mr. Brown and Mongo are still in the top 100, but I can't remember who's ahead.
It's got to be Mr. Brown. He's got to have pulled ahead after last week.
I think so.
Are you sure?
What was you last week?
81.
No, I mean, I was 8-5.
Oh, I was 5-8, I believe.
We had a decent week across the board.
Yeah, I was already ahead of him, so I maintained.
It's
added.
It's been a interesting, couple weeks. We've not done great. I actually got it right here for you. So I am a paltry 50 and 66. Mr. Brown, you're 62 and 54. Nice week last week. You said you didn't even know you went 8-5.
You told me that.
Yeah, but you said you didn't even realize.
I didn't realize it until you showed me.
You thought you did bad.
Yeah, I did.
Mongo had the bad week. He went 5-8. He's 59. You're only one game above 500 now. But that technically means you're winning money, right?
Yep.
Are you okay, Mongo?
I'm all right. I'm okay.
He's trying to get dialed in. Turbo's not with us. He's one game under 500. Biggie, you're starting to creep into my territory.
I had back-to-back extremely bad weeks. So even if I were to go a little over 500 the rest of the year, I'm going to be in that Chad the Mark basement area. That's not a good place to be.
It's not a good place to be. So the point is, some of us, if you listen to, you're going to win some money. If you listen to me, you're probably not. Biggie, you got to right the ship here. But I'm trying to climb out of last place, so help me out there. Just keep doing crappy, and I'll be okay. But let's start off. We got our Thursday night game of the week. Amazon not letting us down with this barn burner of the Tennessee Titans on the road to Pittsburgh. And we're tied at 13 here, winding down at the end of the third quarter. I think, what did we get locked in? The Steelers were a 3-point favorite.
That's right.
And we got Mr. Mayonnaise, got them tied at 13. Are you guys? Who did you guys pick? I took Tennessee.
I took Tennessee as well.
I went with the Steelers.
Ooh, why did you go with the Steelers?
Short week at home. Tomlin's 5-0 against Vrabel in his career. Rookie quarterback. Good defense.
That's hell of an insight.
I also went with the Steelers against Mr. Levi's.
So we don't have any lone wolves here to start the gate, but I'm sure that's going to change as time goes by. So if we get excited in the background, it's because we're watching this Thursday night unfold as we wind down to the final quarter here. We got a 3rd and 7. They're in the red zone just about here. Let's see what Mr. Mayo does. Ooh, fake screen. Went the other way. Oh, what a disaster. They lost yardage.
Steelers defense, I love our team.
Let's go to a game that's going to have more offense. So let's just start off here. This game is in Germany. It's in Frankfurt. So technically the Chiefs are a home team. The Dolphins trying to show that they got what it is to be the top team in the AFC. The Chiefs, though, they're getting 1.5 points as the quote-unquote home team.
I want to know, is Taylor going to Berlin?
No.
Or wherever it is.
Definitely not.
Is it in Berlin?
No, it's in Frankfurt. I just said that.
Sorry. This is the first game they've lost since they went public in their relationship with Taylor.
They always do better if she's there.
I just don't like it. I feel like it's a freaking train wreck. It's a circus sideshow. I feel like Dolphins are there to play football, or the Chiefs are now more like Barnum and Bailey or whatever it's called. That's where I go. I'm going Dolphins.
All right, so I forgot to mention, it's 51% in favor of the Dolphins. It's pretty much 50-50 across the board for Vegas.
Best game of the week, and it's going to be the early game. You like to drink heavy on Saturday night, you might miss this one. The Chiefs have only scored 30 points or more in 2 games this season. They're missing Eric Bieniemy. Now, their defense has played well. Of the teams playing in this game here today, which is going to be the game of the week, the Dolphins need this win much more than the Chiefs do. They've had 2 chances this year to show they're contenders, and they've fallen flat in both games. This is a Tyreek Hill revenge game. Give me the Dolphins to win outright.
I'm taking the time zone change into factor as well. If they had any change, which they don't, I would say Dolphins heavy. I'm taking the Dolphins to just cover.
I'm not surprised in any outcome here, but I feel like eventually the Dolphins have got to beat a team that's above 500 and show that they do belong here.
How is this possible?
I got the Dolphins as well. Like, I just think they got more offense than Kansas City
I thought
has.
I was going to be like a lone wolf here.
No,
Andy Reid threw a different plane over so he can bring back his Spetzel with his Getzel and caramelized onions.
He likes the schnitzel.
Oh, wow.
All right, so we're across the board with the fish, man. Let's roll. They're actually a mammal, but people call them the fish. Whatever.
Wow.
All right, the Minnesota Vikings on the road to Atlanta. I don't even know what to make of this game. I don't even know who the quarterbacks are. It's just a mess. It's a 1 o'clock start. We're back in the U.S. The Falcons at home getting 4 points. They're the favorite. 58% of the money riding the Falcons because the quarterback for the Vikings is somebody I've never heard of.
Both teams have new quarterbacks this week, so I don't think we don't know what the hell's going to happen. If they use old Bijan at home, I'm going to take the Falcons to cover here just because I got to pick somebody.
What do I say when we talk about betting the Falcons?
Never bet the Falcons.
Okay, but since I have to pick this game, and the Minnesota Vikings have Kirk Cousins with a blown Achilles, they're starting a rookie QB out of BYU, and he's not even as good as Zach Wilson, who wasn't good enough to start in New York. That's why they went and got Aaron Rodgers. The Falcons have finally switched to the quarterback they should have had from the start of the year, Terrell Heineke. He might get the ball after their playmakers. The only thing I know for sure on this game at Sunday is that you will not get a Chick-fil-A sandwich, even though they're in Atlanta and it's in the stadium, because it's a Sunday. I'll take the Falcons to cover.
I also like the Falcons to cover. I liked Heineke when he was in Washington. I like him a lot more than Ritter. We don't know what we're going to get out of Hall in Minnesota. I'm going with the Falcons.
I'm also taking the Falcons. I hate that the spread's 4. Like, if it was like a 2.5, like, I'm really comfortable in the Falcons. 4, I actually have gone back and forth because, like, Minnesota, like, they could end up coming out and winning this game outright. I wouldn't be that surprised because I have no confidence in Atlanta, but just because they're at home and there's so much uncertainty, I'm just taking the home team. So, do we just go across the board? That's twice, right out the gate. So let's see if we can mix it up here. The Arizona Cardinals going on the road to Cleveland, who blew a game last week against Seattle. 62% of the money coming in on the Browns, who are a 7.5-point home favorite.
I already said earlier how I felt about the Browns, and I feel like the GM slap in the face of these players. They come out big in a big win. They make a statement. They win by 13 at home here.
If I'm not mistaken, it's the largest spread of the week, and it's also the easiest pick of the week. The Cardinals are starting a backup quarterback. Kyler Murray's not coming out of that tunnel. The Browns have the best-ranked pass defense in the league. Run game's taking off. P.J. Walker scored 24 points a game in the last 3 games of starting with the Browns cover.
It's not the largest spread of the week, by the way.
I'm also taking the Browns. Big E, Mr. Brown, they said it all. Going with the Browns.
I also have the Browns. I don't like the spread. 7.5 is a lot, but I think Arizona just dealt their best chance to win to Minnesota last week. So I just feel like Arizona is trying to compete for a draft pick at this point. Give me Cleveland without Donovan Peoples-Jones for the cover. All right, let's go to Lambeau, where Green Bay is a home favorite. 3 points, but 80% of the money is riding the road Los Angeles Rams. What does Vegas know that we don't? I don't know. But the Packers are a home favorite here against the visiting Rams. I think Stafford is questionable, by the way.
I think it's pretty clear what Vegas knows, and I'm all over it. I'm taking the Rams, and I don't even think I need to talk about it.
The Packers have shown how little confidence they have in Jordan Love. Why it's a 3-point spread blows my mind. I guess because they're at home. Vegas is giving them 3. With or without Stafford, the Rams are clearly the better team.
The Packers have progressively looked worse every game. Probably the next game they will win is against the Bears. Until then, I'm picking them to lose to the Rams.
I also have the Rams. I'm tired of this. Why are we agreeing on everything? This isn't going to solve anything.
We're a bunch of schmucks.
This is terrible. Like, I can't believe the Packers are favored here. Like, I don't care what version of the Rams show up. There's no way the Packers win this game.
It's kind of odd to me.
We're getting some division next
Which is
game.
going to tell you that Green Bay's probably winning there.
Probably.
It seems too obvious.
You want to change your pick?
No, I don't.
Damn it.
But you can.
No, I've already locked it in. Moving on, the Washington football team Commanders on the road to Big E's New England Patriots. The Commanders, they're the underdog, giving 3 points to the home team. Mr. Brown's pointing to Biggie to go first. 62% of the money is on Washington. Where are you falling?
I got to tell you what, Brad. I know that you're mad that your team traded for Montez Sweat and that if you're a Niners fan, you're really happy they traded for Chase Young. For me personally, I'm extremely happy the Commanders traded both of them because I didn't know if there was a time again this year I was going to be able to take the Patriots to cover as a favorite. It's a slam dunk in this game. 29th ranked defense in the league against the pass to start with, and you traded away your 2 best players. Hammer the Patriots.
I'm just saying, one team has a good quarterback and one team doesn't. Give me Washington, whatever they're called these days.
I, too, will take – this was a hard one.
Take a deep breath.
I too will take, for the first time this year, possibly
What?
the Patriots.
Wow.
All right.
So, do you think you're a lone wolf here?
If you're an idiot,
I am taking the Washington football team commander's emails. I'm with you. Actually, you said you're taking the better quarterback. I'm taking the better quarterback. I've not been a big believer in Sam Howell, but my God, did he not play well last
he
week?
puts up numbers week after week.
I don't think he has to do that
Of course
well.
he's
This
playing from behind.
He doesn't have to play that well this week for them to win. So I'm taking the Commanders. So we're split. Finally, we got some diversity here.
You will get some well-rested backup defensive linemen playing for Washington.
Yes, they are fresh legs. They may not have any backups, so fourth quarter, we'll see how it goes. How about the New Orleans Saints? This is the biggest spread of the week I've seen so far. They are at home against Mongo's Bears. 8.5 is the spread. What a monster spread for a team that can't beat anybody by more than 3, it seems like. But 63% of the money thinks New Orleans covers.
So after all the changes this week in Vegas, all I can do is just look over in Nolan's and think about my former quarterback, who I would rather have than Jimmy G, because Jimmy G is the epitome of a dog, pile of shit. So the Bears have a worse plan than the Raiders, so the Saints are going to win big here.
After not liking cars, trucks, minivans, or Escalades last week, the fact he has there's a tear in his eye and a tremble in his voice when he's talking about cars, so I appreciate it.
After a rough start to the season, get Alvin Kamara back in the fold. Offense is rolling for the Saints. They're averaging 27 points a game over their last 4 games. Give me the Saints for the easy cover here. It is a big spread, but the Bears are just that bad.
Yeah, I don't even know who's going to start at quarterback for the Bears, but the Saints are starting to gel offensively. Carr's not even throwing a lot of touchdowns, and they're still scoring points. I'm going to take the Saints.
Who do you think's starting as quarterback?
I think
It doesn't matter who's starting at quarterback because the Saints, I feel like they win this game by 7 anyway. The fact it's at home, Biggie likes to say Vegas gives you the extra 3.
Yeah.
So they're winning by 10. It's 100% the Saints all day long. I feel for your Bears, but look forward to those top 2 draft picks they're going to get, right?
Yeah, but one less third-round pick.
One less third. Hey, it is what it is. At least you got Montez Sweat for no reason.
Yeah, for him to go play for another team next year.
That's exactly what's going to happen. The Seahawks, West Coast trip over to the East Coast. This is a 1 o'clock start. I feel like it's important to mention the Ravens are getting 6 points at home. 55% of the Vegas money is on the Ravens right now.
As much as I talked about Geno earlier, I mean, I also said Lamar has played all out since he's got his contract. I'm going with the Ravens at home. They're going to roll here. I think they win by at least 10-13.
I love the fact you pointed out that it's a 1 o'clock start time because typically that West Coast swing doesn't work out well. The Seahawks are in first place right now, and they've been playing well enough to win, but also win close and win at the end of games. Baltimore's been playing good, clean football. Geno's a little turnover prone right now. I like the Ravens to cover. I love the fact that it's less than a 7 for the spread. Give me the Ravens.
I think the Seahawks get their 3rd loss of the year. They're traveling east. That doesn't bode well for them either. Ravens.
I'm agreeing with everything everyone said so far. The 1 o'clock thing, I think, is a huge thing. And Seattle traditionally is like the worst 1 o'clock team in the East Coast time slot. And I think Baltimore, their receivers can't drop passes that much every game, right? And they've been playing better the past couple weeks. They got it at home. This is a game where Baltimore kind of grabs a hold of that AFC North right now, and will start to show that they are a playoff team. So we're across the board on the Ravens. So moving into another 1 o'clock game, the last one of the week, the Texans. I hate this game, to be honest with you. The Texans at home getting 3 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 54% of the money's on Tampa to cover, though.
I'm taking the home team here, the Texans. I feel like Tampa Bay has the talent, but they always underperform. I feel like the Texans are going to win at home here, and Baker's just going to be Baker.
After a hot start to the season, 3-1, the Bucs have lost 3 straight. They're in a winnable division. This game means a lot for Baker Mayfield. This season means a lot for Baker Mayfield. They find a way to stay close in every game. They're 3-0 on the road this year against the spread. They make it 4-0. They win this game outright. Give me the Bucs.
Nope. I'm taking the Texans.
Nope, I'm taking the Texans.
Oh, wow.
Lone Wolf it big. Yeah, I'm just taking the home team. I'm taking the rookie quarterback that's played better than we thought he would, and the Tampa Bay Bucks are going in the wrong direction.
So,
Walk the plank, bitches.
All right, we finally got a Lone Wolf. We had to get to the last window of the 1 o'clock games. Let's see how we do on the afternoon time slot. The Colts on the road to the hapless Carolina Panthers. The Colts are the first road favorite I think we got. 2.5 points and 80% of the Vegas money coming in on Indy.
I think it's easy for me. I'm going Colts all day long. Taylor's going to do his thing and keep on rolling, baby.
That Colts offense with Taylor back in the fold has looked really nicely. Give me the Colts, and I think it's a lot more than 2.5.
Yeah, they're in the same time zone. I'm going with the Colts.
I love it.
That's all you needed. I'm taking the Colts because of what you guys said. Their offense is kind of clicking a little bit, having Taylor back in the fold. Minshew is not terrible. He's fine. And the Panthers are just bad. So I'm taking – and I'm with you, Biggie. Like, I feel like it's a small spread given the circumstances. We'll see what happens.
Moss has been surprisingly good.
Yeah, he has.
He's outperforming Jonathan Taylor.
Makes you think that maybe Buffalo just don't know how to run the ball. That's what I'm thinking.
They never do.
Yeah, they never do.
We'll find out with Leonard Fournette now.
We'll see. All right, moving on. The Giants. Man, what a bad game they were in last week with the Jets. They're on the road with, man, what a bad team all around with the Raiders, which maybe they get a spark. I don't know. This is a tough one because it's a transition, and having the Raiders usually done well after firing a coach. Seems like it anyway. The Raiders are a home favorite, 2 points. 53% of the money is on the Vegas Raiders.
So this is hilarious to me. The fact they're only a 2-point home favorite. Dude, none of the players in the locker room wanted to play for this clown that they had for head coach. Devontae, he didn't want him. Josh Jacobs don't want him. In the past, he was more of a leadership type player talking to the media. Now he's like, I don't know, that's not my job because of how bad it is. So the Raiders are going to win this game in a big way because this is what they do. They're not going to tank for Caleb. They're going to be probably 8th to 10th worst team in the league, and they're going to go on a little run here, and then they're going to fall apart down the stretch. But they're going to have a spark today for the first-time head coach.
To what you said, they're going to come out with some fire underneath of them. I've been calling for Aiden O'Connell all year, Purdue boy. I've told you that's the start of the season. I loved him coming in, and I knew Jimmy G would be injured. I was hoping he would get more play time. Do you know how many teams in the history of the league had a 99% win probability with 30 seconds left in the game and found a way to lose it?
I'm guessing the Giants have at least
The
one.
New York Football Giants did it last week. Two teams going in the opposite directions. They hope to go on. Give me the Raiders. This is the second win of the week. The first one was firing Josh McDaniels' sorry ass.
Hey, I got to jump back real quick just because it's my team. So as bad as I feel as a Raiders fan, it's worse being a Giants fan. So I guess I'm trying to be optimistic.
So they a lot of teams, after they fire their coach, they have a little uptick in performance. Even like Jeff Saturday, everybody thought he was a mad genius.
I forgot that even happened.
Yeah, everybody thought he was a mad genius at first with the Colts. I think we're going to get that effect for a week or two out of the Raiders, and this is going to be one of those weeks.
The Giants are absolutely anemic. I can't believe we're across the board on the Raiders after we just shit on them on our regular show, right? If you go check that out. But it's 2 points at home. I think the Raiders find a way. They're not as anemic as the Giants.
And that's more as the management, not as the players.
But you said something that I want to get to before we go to the next game. Is it, and maybe Biggie should answer this instead of Mongo or Mr. Brown. Is it worse to be a Raiders fan or a Bears fan?
Most definitely a Bears fan because
I agree.
In Vegas, you got hope. There's splash. Your owner's willing to do things. How old's your owner? Like 117?
Like 103, something like that.
Put it this way. The Bears don't feel like they have a chance to be relevant at all, whereas I feel like the Raiders are a couple of picks away.
I can't believe that Mongo doesn't have the Bears owner in our celebrity death pool.
Huh? Next year.
There's always next year. All right, moving on. Divisional matchup. Huge game. The Cowboys on the road to the city of brotherly love. The Eagles are getting 3 points. They are the home favorite. 61% of the money riding the Dirty Birds in Philly.
So this is for two reasons. One, I'm being greedy for fantasy purposes, okay? So I'm going to go Dallas. Second, I feel like we've seen this year how much parity there is in the NFL. And once you get up there like a step above the rest, you get knocked right back down, back to the pack.
There is a gap.
So I'm going with the Cowboys to come in amazingly and win in Philly. They're going to win this game by 6 points.
In choices sure to go wrong. I agree with you, Mr. Brown. Wow. With a 3-point spread, as much as I do not believe in Dak and the Cowboys, I'm taking them for the cover because I think that Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, he's a little bummed up. They haven't played their best football, and Dallas played really well the last 2 weeks. I actually think this game's a push, an Eagles 3-point win.
Dallas did look good last week. Most people forget that because the Eagles look decent.
Hold on a second. Biggie can't predict a push.
No, but he technically took the Cowboys.
All right.
He
I took the Cowboys.
Right.
Yes, that is my
I was
pick.
making sure.
All right.
Good check. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
All right.
Mongo, talk loud into the mic, buddy. You're up.
I'm going Eagles.
That's it?
That's all I'll go with.
That's fine.
All right. I'm going Eagles as well. I think even with a banged up Jalen Hurts, did you see him when they ran the fake tush push? It was like a student body left.
Well, they ran a counterplay to DeAndre Swift for a touchdown.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, man, the Eagles are playing chess. Everybody else is playing checkers. The team that everyone wants them to change the rules about, they're going to keep bitching because they're going to whip the Cowboys here. I think that you talk about the separation of Tier A and Tier B. The Cowboys at the top of Tier B. The Eagles are going to make sure they stay there. They walk away with this one by at least a touchdown. Let's go to my team, the Cincinnati Bengals in the Damar Hamlin Bowl. We're back in the Queen City. The Bengals are the home favorite, getting 2 points. 71% of the money is coming in on Cincinnati. And I'm going to start it off and tell you, if you've been listening to me and Joe Burrow is looking healthy, they've come off the bye. They just beat the Niners. The Bills are not that team. Mongo's right. They're probably not making the playoffs. I'm taking the Bengals all day. My squad. I told you I wasn't going to the Costanza method yet. I wasn't picking the Bengals to not cover these games so they could win because I was wrong 2 years ago. All that stuff's not happening right now. 71% of the money is right. The Bengals clearly cover this game. I think they win by double digits.
Last week, Joe Burrow comes walking in Cali, wherever they're playing, on Halloween, wearing an alien mask and pants that said NASA. I don't know if you've seen
He
this.
did, yes.
Like, 0 fucks given, okay? He's like, I just came from the Super Bowl. I do what I do, right? They're just finally waking up. We don't know what the hell's going to happen, but the Bengals are finally getting their heads out of their asses, and they're going to win this game because we keep talking about the Buffalo Bills. The only difference between this Bills team, Biggie, and the ones from those back in the day, at least those fucking Bills teams got to the Super Bowl.
Amen.
Most interesting thing about the Bills this year is if you take out the 48-point game against the Dolphins, they're averaging roughly right under 21 points a game. For an offense that's supposed to be one of the best 2 or 3 in the league, the Bengals are doing what the Bengals do. They got a slow start to the year, but they don't care. What matters is how they peak late. The most interesting part of this Bengals double-digit victory to me is whether or not Damar Hamlin decides to try and play dead again percent if Buffalo lost.
It's the only chance they got.
Yeah, I think I agree with you as far as the late start with the Bengals. Everybody had them dead to rights, but the same thing happened last year. I'm going with the Bengals. They're hot. You all know that I've not been a fan of the Bills. I'm going Bengals.
This is a primetime game, too. This is the Sunday night
This is
game.
Mongo's perfect chance to double down right here.
Yeah, he's trying to say the Bills are who he thought they were.
Yep.
All right, let's bring it home, fellas. We got one pick left, the Monday night game. And, man, I don't know who's going to stay up to watch this one, but the Los Angeles Chargers and their fake superfan go on the road to play the Jets. 57% of the money is on the Chargers. 3.5 point is your spread.
Yeah, I'm going against the money here. I like the Jets at home. You never know what the hell the Chargers are going to do week to week, and they're going to the East Coast, but I like Zach Wilson at home more than he's up and down Herbertless. Herbert wished he was Phillip Rivers, man, because at least Rivers done something in his life. Herbert's just going to rot away out
I mean,
there.
have 12 kids?
Yeah, give me the Jets.
Well, Rivers' legacy is going to live on much longer. That's undeniable.
I believe that.
Here's the thing: when you go to take the Los Angeles Chargers to take and cover a spread, they should. They're talented. They should win this game by 7 or 10 points. Look at what the Jets looked like last week. They had a 1% chance to win in that game. They ended up winning. Why? Because the damn Giants are just that bad. Having said all that, this Jets team somehow finds a way to be tight in every game. I hate that half point, 3.5 point hook. Chargers win. Jets cover.
Oh, damn it.
Ooh.
You know how hard it is for me to take the Jets at anything.
You guys are right on Phillip Rivers, the most prolific breeder since Genghis Khan. I'm going with the Chargers. The start time is like an afternoon game for them. It's a late start, but it's getting a little late for the Jets in the evening.
It's their bedtime.
Yeah, I do not trust Zach Wilson. I do trust Justin Herbert. I'm going with the Chargers.
Damn it, I thought we were going to have more than one lone wolf because we only had Biggie's Buccaneers walking the plank. I'm also with Mongo here. I'm taking the Chargers. The time zone don't matter when it's a Monday night game. You get an extra day and it's an evening start. They'll be fine. I'm taking the team that can score more points. And I watched the Jets last week. They should have lost to the Giants. You, Biggie and Mr. Brown, you just picked the team that lost to the Giants technically. They shouldn't have won that game. There's no way in hell that would happen. As much as you talk shit about the Giants,
You know how many
you're
times
taking the Jets.
the Chargers have lost games they shouldn't have lost?
It's not happening here.
Chargers are trash.
I'm going to treat it like a lone wolf. Go, Chargers, go. Arnold's walking through that door, and he's smashing, and he's saying, I'll be back. Because the Chargers are going to be back atop of the AFC West after the Chiefs lose.
At the top of what?
Yeah, the AFC West after they lose to the damn Dolphins overseas. But the Chargers aren't going anywhere long
Put the
term.
vape pen down.
Give me 1 week where the Chargers look like they matter.
Where's
to
the
me.
maid?
It's because they're playing the Jets. That's all. That's all.
Rubber baby Bubby Bunkers.
That's exactly right.
I didn't say it right.
It's
Rubber baby Buggy
rubber
Bumper.
baby buggy bumpers.
Yes.
Is that what it is? I don't know. Biggie, if you got a gambling problem, what do you need to do?
Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, if you're not the phone type, go to 1-800-GAMBLER.net. State specific is different, but that will get you pointed in the right direction.
You're damn right it will. And if you're like me and in last place amongst the four of us, I've been calling that number on speed dial lately. But let's see if we can rebound. Thanks for letting us invade your eardrums. If you pay attention to the main show, it was a hell of a time. Thanks for listening to the NFL picks. We'll be back next week. We're going to finish watching the winding down of the Steelers and Mayonnaise game with the Titans as Will Levis is trying to will the Titans to back-to-back wins. Right now, we got the cover, fellas. Let's see if it holds out. We'll see you on the other side. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your NFL football. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.